Righto. Deadlift day. Starting at 60 kilos for 8 reps. Deadlifts with dumbbells. Really like dumbbells that you press. Isolates the upper body, and it allows me to ensure that I'm not flaring my ribs. Okay, here is up. Step number 2. Have some tips for deadlift. You want to use the knurling to help you make sure you're even. Use that in everything. Use it in hip thrusts, squats, bent over rows, deadlifts. You want to make sure you are even when you're picking up the bar. One of my pet hates is like seeing people squat or hip thrust. Doesn't happen too much with deadlifts, but squat and hip thrust with the bar uneven. Use the knurling to make sure you are aligned. Then have your feet, I like to deadlift with my feet hip width. You might want them slightly wider than hip width, but we don't need to have any turnout with deadlifts. So toes pointing straight ahead. Then I aim to keep my shins vertical. Now if you don't have much weight on the bar, it's hard to set up with your shins vertical, because a key part of your setup, getting your hands on the bar, I like to have them just out on the outside of my legs. And then I rock back, so keep your feet flat on the floor, rock back, and you can hear, and you might be able to see, when I rock back, I pull the bar so that there's tension on the bar and things start to engage. Now if the bar is too light, if you rock back and you create that tension, the bar's going to move. Even right now, this is maybe a little bit light for me to get the kind of tension that I want before I start the lift. But doing that helps you get those shins vertical, helps you engage everything through your upper body. So you want to feel like there's tension through your back, through your lats. Your shoulders are depressed, that means they're pressing down towards your bum. You get that tension on the bar before it comes up. Your shoulders will have this kind of locking and depressing action. The other thing that I really like to do in my deadlifts, which is not a very common cue, but I really like it for me because I feel it engages not just my posterior chain, but all of these muscles down the sides, and it helps me use my whole foot to press through the floor as if I'm trying to put footprints in the floor, and that is pressing my knees out into my elbows. I can feel it change how my glutes engage. So you want to have adequate weight on the bar so that you can get that little bit of lean back. Keep your shins vertical. We start with the bar up against your shins. Lean back. Lock out through that upper back. Press those knees out. I'm going to do my breathing now so I can't talk anymore. And then the bar goes up. Only going to do 4 reps. And maybe switch to mixed grip. Deadlifts. Facials. That was heavy. 2 and 85. bit high in the start position.
Okay, delivery day. These are the Blaze shorts in grape. And I'm in a size small. And then this is the Ascend sports bra, also in grape. Also a size small, and I'm a big fan. So I go between a size small and a size medium depending on the kind of fabric and the kind of cut of the shorts and the sports bras. I had just ordered the Elite Extra Short Tights in size small, and they are very, very tight on my thighs because they're a little bit more firm and compressive. So I think I'd probably go a medium in those, but I'm a small in these.
Gonna do some kettlebell arm bars. I absolutely love these. They're a shoulder stability exercise, but they do a whole lot more than that. They're also good for wrist strength and stability too. So one little tip when you are doing anything with a kettlebell or a dumbbell, where you're holding it in your fist, so this could be like bench press, overhead press, and obviously arm bells. I'm also doing like a half windmill action where I have the kettlebell in the same position. You want to make sure that you're holding the dumbbell or the kettlebell with the back of your wrist flat. You don't want to have the kettlebell or the dumbbell pulling your knuckles back towards your forearm, and we want to have our wrists be nice and strong and stable in that position. That can really help if you do get sore wrists and things like that. So I'm going to do this in my weaker arm. I've had wrist pain in that arm, and one of my physio exercises for that is the half kneeling windmill, because it is a strengthening exercise. So see, the back of my wrist is flat, my knuckles are turned up, and this is engaged. We don't want to have it pulling that wrist down. It creates a lot of instability and weakness. Like I can feel that my elbow is less engaged as well, and it feels like it's not really uncomfortable with that angle, whereas this pressed up to the ceiling feels really strong and it feels really stable. I've got a nice strong grip on my wrist, and then we press up and to the side, so my shoulder is moving really smoothly from this very comfortable, quite relaxed position, and then it's pressing your shoulder blade out away from your spine. But you can see that I don't have shakes or the wobbles. This is 12.5 kilos. When I was doing my shoulder rehab like 5 years ago, I worked up to 20 kilos for just a few reps with these, and it felt so strong, so stable, and it allows you to move your shoulder through some of the range of motion with a lot of confidence and stability, which if you have shoulder instability issues or if you have shoulder injuries, that strength and stability through different ranges of motion. Because the shoulder joint is a very flexible joint, it's inherently very unstable, and so we need to train, especially if you have a lot of overhead movements or your shoulder requires to move that shoulder through its full range of motion in sports like swimming, tennis, Olympic lifting, obviously gymnastics. You want to have strength and stability, not just when your arms are down and not just when your arms are here. You need to have strength and stability through all of these movements, and that arm bar can really help. put my hands in even spacing on the knurling. Come to straight arms so that I'm even, and then I step under the bar. Then I adjust my hands to the position that I want them in for when I'm lifting. My squat rack is a smidge high, like maybe like an inch too high for me, but there's no more holes, so I just have to manage. But ideally we have the pins about an inch lower than your shoulder height, so you can walk straight to the squat rack, hit the supports, and then drop the bar onto the pins. Okay, I like to have my feet slightly wider than hip width, and I have them turned out about 5 degrees. When I was having knee pain, I had my feet a little bit wider, and that really helped with the knee pain. So adjust and experiment with your stance with these. I have a really good range of motion through my knees, hips, and ankles, so I can squat quite deep, but don't stress if you can't get ass to grass, as they say. And don't do that and talk while you're squatting. Preparing squats with seated row. On the band, we'll do 12 reps. Nice tall spine. Not trying to stick glutes out, keep it shoulder blades pull down. You need to control that extension of the quad, and then control the recoil of the band. Keeping my training sessions really short at the moment because I feel such a sense of overwhelm at the moment with doing like 6 exercises in a training session. So at the moment I block out like 30 minutes to an hour each day. I do 2 exercises, and this is my plan for this foreseeable future, because I was getting like decision fatigue where I just wouldn't do it because I was like, I don't have the time. There's too many exercises. So I do 2 exercises. I do like 4 to 6 reps. 4 to 6 sets of those 2 exercises, and then I choose like 2 stretches to do, and then that's it. And I'm doing that 5 or 6 days a week at the moment, and it's actually resulting in the most consistency that I've had in at least 6 months in terms of doing strength training. And like, I just feel less overwhelmed. I just know I do deadlifts, squats, hip thrusts, and Bulgarian split squats. Those are like my main lower body. And then my upper body is chin-ups, push-ups, Z-press, and seated row. Anyways, hope that makes sense. But yeah, this way, like, it might sound like I'm barely training at all. I just do 2 exercises, but they're they're compound exercises, so my whole body is getting trained. I'm just trying to be as efficient as possible, and I'm just trying to make it so that I come down here and I train, because I was honestly just not even going to the gym because I was like, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I can't do it properly, so what's the point in doing it? I was having those kind of thoughts, whereas this is just like, I don't think about it at all. I just come downstairs, I do 2 exercises, and then I stretch for 5 minutes, and then I'm done. It's not perfect, and I don't necessarily recommend it, but if the alternative is nothing, then this is definitely better than nothing. Anyways, Thanks for listening to me yap, go off on tangents, rant, and breathe heavily.